This thing on? We working? Hey, there it is. How we're doing? It's your boy Reed from Studio Rockpile. My sinuses are fucking killing me today, so my voice is gonna sound weird. It's probably gonna be a short stream tonight because I feel like I'm dying. I am exhausted. I slept like shit. I think we all know how that one feels. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Today we're gonna be painting a squad of Galwegians from the game Infinity. This has been sitting under my desk for the better part of 4 or 5 years. Just, I've got new camera software going, so we're gonna see how that pans out. Just touching up bits of priming. I thought I'd gotten all of them, but there's still a couple of creases here and there. And, dealing with fancy materials tonight. We're painting on pewter. Ooh. Those of you who are new to the hobby, or grew up after 2005, you probably don't know about pewter models. But basically, back in the days before plastic injection molding, a lot of these models were lead pewter. Especially the individual ones you'd get out of blister packs, because not everything came nice in little squad boxes. And there's always something special about going to move the squad sergeant or your captain or whatever. And it was a fucking 5 to 10 pound model. It felt good moving that up the board. And to my knowledge, Infinity's entire line is it's all pewter, which is fairly satisfying. Especially because it's a small scale game, so it feels like every model has some added weight to them. I've only ever played one game of Infinity, which is why these have been unpainted forever. I had one unit of Scots Guard, and I had William Wallace. And I did okay. I don't know, it's a sci-fi setting way off in the future, I think like 200 years. You got people living on space stations around Earth. Earth has decomposed into or not decomposed, but collated into like 3 major forces known as the hyperpowers. One of which is a fusion of the entirety of the continent of Asia, minus Russia. Europe, which has become the church of the stock market. The ones that I played are, oh yeah, you got Hakislam, who is like a weird Renaissance golden age of science and enlightenment Middle East faction. And they have some of the scariest fucking melee units in the game. I'm talking like melee skill proficiency so high. Oh my god, what is this focus? Does that look okay on camera? Are we autofocusing? It's off. Oh, hey, there it is. Okay. One of their, yeah. So some of the scariest melee units of the game. One of which you just deploy at the start of the game inside an enemy formation, and you just decide when it starts murdering dudes. Scariest goddamn thing. Melee skill so high it cannot conceivably miss. It's a D20 roll under system, and its melee skill is 23. Alright, I think that's all my touch-ups. You have the nomads, who are a bunch of fucking weirdos that live in space stations. I think Aleph, who are invading aliens, and I played Ariadne, which is Britain, France, Russia, the United States, and I think Australia launched a bunch of shit into space. I'm gonna check the audio playback. And this shouldn't loop because I have turned off desktop audio. Oh, fantastic. There we go. Okay. See, we're getting shit together. I've decided to keep Bob Ross as the meme of the stream because Bob Ross with the screeching subtitle is the funniest goddamn thing to me. Low quality reference image this week because Infinity does not have large reference images. Oh god, I'm dying. Ugh. And yeah, so Ariadne were those countries, and they were sent through a wormhole at the start of the advent of wormhole technology to scout out for new planets. And then the wormhole collapsed, and they were basically left to their own devices on a death world. And then they started inbreeding with the locals. Crossbreeding with the locals? That's the one. We're gonna start off with skin tone tonight. We're gonna start off with our Kisvel flesh. Oh no, my pink all watery? Did I not leave my top open? Shit. It's fine. Pro tip for the Red Grass Games wet palette, maybe leave the top slightly askew for the first few nights, depending on how much water you have in it, because it will bleed up onto the top. And, well, your paint's gonna become real watery. So I don't even really need to use the holder for just doing the basic base coating. Just quick and messy. Just slap some skin tone on them. But yeah, while everybody else in that setting is super high tech, Ariadne is still running around in fucking technical trucks using analog bullet weapons. Well, swords. But not like fancy high tech swords, just straight up big hunk of sharpened steel. And in a game that plays like XCOM, they are the Warhammer army. They straight up play like something out of 40k. Well, you can't choose to be stealthy. Like the Scots Guard that I mentioned that I was using, they all of them have camouflage cloaks. And the way camouflage works in this game is it's not like, oh, you get bonuses on your cover save or your armor save or you're harder to hit. It is straight up the model is replaced by a camouflage token and nobody can shoot them until they get close enough to investigate. At which point you better believe my boys are popping out with their armor-piercing submachine guns and rifles and just opening fire. Which is another thing that Ariadne gets is a lot of really cheap armor-piercing rifles. It's actually fucking stupid. Like it's actually ridiculous. If I remember right, every unit of my Scots Guard had armor-piercing shit. Everybody, not everybody, but like half your unit of Galwegians can take armor-piercing guns. William Wallace is even better than an armor-piercing sword. He has an exploding sword. I think functionally, lore-wise, the blade has a bunch of little pores in it that bleed plasma. And that's fun and pretty rad, I like to think. Let me just check something real quick. Oh man, did I not change the stream title? Holy shit, I was... Man... I am dumb, I was not prepared today. Working through my sinus issues while painting some of my old backlog from when I played Infinity. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Boom. Updated. Now I don't look like an idiot. I still look like an idiot, but shut up. It's fine. So yeah, camouflage. Camouflage cloaks give you like actual physical painted on camouflage and what have you. Gives you little camouflage tokens. People gotta get close in order to actually interact. Never mind shoot, because like XCOM, it has 2 actions on a turn. And then you have other crazy shit like thermo-optic camouflage, which is the other player leaves the room, you place your model, take a photo of where it was, and then remove the model from the table. Yeah. Yeah. It's dumb. But also really cool to see it go off. I think the model that has that is one of Nomad's snipers. Of course, every army has their various advantages. Ariadne has a bunch of cheap models, so you'll be fielding 2 to 3 times the amount of models as everybody else, which is great because it uses an action point system. So the more models you have, the more action points you have to spend. Now, if they are regular troops, you can spend those action points however much you want. In fact, Rambo and like 10 cheerleaders is an entirely valid strategy for most armies, especially Ariadne, if you're playing with William Wallace, which is half the reason I got these Glaswegians. I keep saying Glaswegians. It's Galwegians, but they're Glaswegians. They're from Glasgow. Because, you see, the Galwegians are irregular troops, meaning they get an action point, but they only get to use it for themselves. Unless William Wallace is leading the charge, at which point, they all become regular troops for no reason as long as he's on the board. And so you just stick all your points into William Wallace and he runs the enemy down, hollering about the freedom. It's pretty great. Which is what I was gonna do, and then the guys who got me into Infinity in classic style stopped playing. And they all just completely dropped off the map and disappeared, so no idea what they're doing now. So I was left with about 10 models that I hadn't painted. As I was working my way through a unit of Wolvers at the time. We're like human, like quasi-werewolves. Not the actual werewolves that Ariadne does in fact get. Yeah, it's a neat game, check it out. It's also super cheap to get into. If you decide that you like the system and the rules and the tactical play, because the actual facing of the models is important, because it uses true line of sight. But yeah, starting an army is only like $40. Refining it might be like another 40, so there's $80 for a full army compared to just about $80 for a single squad of troopers. Like, excuse me, regular ass infantry in 40k? Fuck. Not even a contest. I know one guy who had it's a small game too, it's only like 150 points. This guy, I think he had like 200 points of each army. Just because he liked how all of them played. Nomad's got the best hackers. Because, you know, dickhead space station internet peoples. Nomads are what happens if the internet was declared a foreign state or a sovereign state. It's not pretty. They have a lot of very memey units, such as BDSM medics, furries, and literal feminazis. Not even kidding. They are one of the least serious groups. My second army, I was thinking of being the Asian hyperpower, Hu-Ching, I think it was called. Hu-Jing. And they're all shit like Akira motorcycles, fucking cyber ninjas, cyber ronin, big robots. They had a lot of cool monofilament weapons, which basically completely ignore armor saves. It's crazy. Also, their aesthetic was just, great. I think dudes in those fancy puffy samurai pants, but with assault rifles and fucking power armor helmets. Like fancy LED nods and shit. Oh my god. It just looked so good. Like, I type on stream, I'm very rude. But yeah. So a couple things I should note about painting with pewter. Prime the fuck out of it. Okay? Prime the shit out of your pewter. Do not paint raw onto pewter. And unless you're doing some advanced trickery. Because paint loves to just smudge right, just wipe right off pewter. I love having pewter models. I hate painting pewter. It actually gives me anxiety. Like you can, depending on how well you primed it, the answer is never enough. You look at it funny and the paint just goes away. Like that's where we are with pewter. But the sculpts always come out a lot crisper than plastic or resin. Can't be good old pewter for that. If you have a good sculpt, pewter shows it off, and I think that's why Infinity does still use pewter even in the far distant year of Plague 2021. Because it just looks better. They have good sculpts. A lot of their old sculpts were goofy as shit, don't get me wrong. And these are some of their older sculpts. Their older sculpts were fucking stupid. Some of them were just goofy. Some of them were okay. I also have the newer squad of Galwegians. Maybe I'll paint those on stream. Those ones didn't have fucking mold lines on them, and I still have no idea where the hell they're hiding them. For those unaware of what mold lines are, because you use injection molding, or just molds in general, where the pieces of the molds go together, there is normally a very, very thin line left behind from where the material tries to seep through the cracks. And it will leave a raised edge all along where it goes. Your paint, your washes will catch on it, and it looks not fantastic. I'm very particular about mold lines to the point that, yeah, I straight up refused to. I was a judge in a small local paint contest, and I refused to vote for one guy because he left. His paint job is good, but he left mold lines on the model, thereby ruining it. Trim your mold lines, kids. It's a little bit harder on pewter because, well, it's metal, and cutting it with a hobby knife kills the hobby knife. Have a lot of blades on standby. A lot of blades on standby. It's the other half the reason I hate working with pewter is because it just fucking kills my hobby knives. However, when you get a miscast part, a warped part, it's pretty easy to bend back in place. If you get a miscast part, you're fucked. You gotta go find a replacement. It's actually worse than if you get miscast resin. If you get miscast resin, like, that's bad. This resin's so brittle you can't actually do much with it. Can't bend resin back either unless you, like, gotta soak it in warm water. And I've never managed to get that to work. And you may notice that my models are completely assembled. That's because I'm being lazy. You guys are on my backlog. So, back when I was still into it, yeah, I probably would have gone whole hog because I was only gonna have like 8 to 12 models on the table. By the way, 8 to 12 models on the table is a lot of models to have on the table in Infinity. Is my skin coming out chunky today? I think it is. Oh god, nose is running. Oh. Oh. Is my sinus finally emptying out? God, I hope so. So, about 4 or 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with what the doctors call idiosyncratic sinus inflammation. Which means, for no reason at all, my sinuses are constantly on fire and my nose is constantly running. Which is why I sound half the way that I do, and have trouble modulating the tone of my voice. Ruined my dreams of becoming a voice actor. Apparently I've had this shit for years. Not actually being a voice actor, but like I used to do a lot of funky sound effects. I used to be able to do the R2-D2 voice. I used to do it real good. Alright, we're just about done our layers of skin. Now, I'm not gonna paint the kilts tonight because they are wearing kilts, and I intend to paint some proper ass tartan. So maybe we'll get to that Thursday, depending. And as an added bonus, I'm not actually gonna use washes, except for maybe on the skin, because thing I've been trying out, as I mentioned. Which, yeah, kinda broke trying that out on the, on our Inquisitor there. Or Cleric, sorry, not Inquisitor. Cause, yeah, I just slapped a coat of wash on that, I don't give a shit. A cheap model, I don't care, I'm showing you all the basics with him. These ones are gonna, I don't know, maybe I'll do something more fancy. Maybe I just want to get them off my backlog. Probably should have done a transition layer on the skin, whatever. Okay, now we're gonna do something funky. I am going to mix military camo drab using black and yellow. Nobody referenced that fucking song, I swear to God. I will stop the stream right the goddamn now. So I'm gonna pop out a little bit of black. Just Vallejo black. So I like Vallejo. Paints are smooth. I don't like the lemon yellow though. I can't get their lemon yellow to work. I'm gonna take our Citadel Imperial Yellow. Because this is a yellow that I can use. I'll put you right there. Yeah, I'll dab a yellow right there. And we're gonna... I mentioned that Citadel paints sometimes don't thin down the way that we want. Not thin down, but like a blend. No, I got yellow all over my thumb. Great. Now that's everywhere. It's fine. It's okay. It's not okay. Anyway, so we're gonna take a dab of real yellow. We'll put it there. We're gonna take just a touch of black and we're gonna mix it. And now it's green for some reason. Don't ask me. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me what's going on with those pigments. Just know that our overlords at Games Workshop have decided green is composed of yellow and black. And it just spits in the face of color theory. I appreciate that. So let's see, they got them a green flak jackets. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna do military drab on the flak jackets. Backpack straps are gonna be brown. Okay. Oh shit, the autofocus actually zoom in properly? Damn. Damn, look at this. It's better than OBS's built-in autofocus. How very nice. What the shit was that? It's those not chemical containers that we never got around to painting. And we're just gonna be light with it. We're not gonna do a heavy coat. What the fuck? I forgot that's the playlist I had going, goddamn. We're just gonna touch the high points. We're not gonna wanna do a thin layer. Then we're gonna go over the high points again. Because when you're not using washes, the way that you emphasize your high points is just by repeatedly painting over them. As I believe I mentioned. It's a backpack strap right there, but fuck it, that's military drab too. I don't care. Oh god, I legit feel like I'm dying. Oh man, my nose ain't great. Yeah, okay, I'm typing midstream. That's the way it's going. Come on, camera. Come on, camera, play nice. Come on. There you go. And we're just gonna again. The thin layer. I've seen one guy report that you should orient the miniature surfaces in the direction that you're painting, so that you sort of paint with the surface. The way your paint comes off the brush better. I sort of get what he's getting at. It almost looks like a sort of mood green, now that I think about it. Oh man, glad that I got that filter working, because it's not picking up the shit that's going on downstairs. Oh man, 1 second, I need to blow my nose real quick. Ah, much better. Not really. It still feels kind of terrible, but better than a poke in the eye. Yeah, I don't even remember how I found out about the black and yellow mixed green. I was painting a Death Watch model. Yeah, I was painting the Death Watch Overkill box, and I forget exactly what it was I was mixing. I know it was on the Imperial Fist, but I don't know why. Just mixed yellow and black with a tiny touch of black, and it came out green. And I went, oh, cool. Not what I need, but cool. Another touch of yellow. That too dark? That's too dark now. It's fine. I'll just touch you into the deeper recesses here to emphasize the higher highs. Actually, no, that's the same shade. Can't even notice the difference when it's on the model. It looks different on the palette, but it's the same when it's on the model. You know what, we're just gonna manually reset the focus. Nope, that's the zoom. That's the zoom. Oh shit. Don't touch the zoom. Autofocus off. My one criticism of Infinity, though, is in a box of 4 models, there's actually only 2 poses. Yes, you heard it here, folks. They sell you 2 pairs of models, and then weapon and head options. And by weapon and head options, I mean it comes with exactly what it says on the box. Normally, you're actually lucky with the Glaswegians. You get to pick between the boy with the assault rifle and the boy with the boarding shotgun. Actually, we got a girl with the assault rifle. I think. I don't know. It's not clear. The first run were very clearly supposed to be like, well, Glaswegian women. And the second one is Glaswegian dudes, the updated ones. But there's one guy and one head in this kid has a beard, so not important. On Ariadne, only the strong survive, so buckle up, get going. You can use your hands, pick up a weapon, get moving. Yeah, they were sort of a hit and run army. Just because you didn't really have any staying power other than ha ha ha, everybody have armor piercing assault rifle. Which in and of itself is scary, but you know, when the other team has a robot with a shoulder mounted railgun, uh I tend to clap back. So you typically found as Ariadne, you'd run in, pop a guy, try to get back into cover, have him chase down the other guy. Sort of. You were very much trying to outmaneuver and bait your opponent. Or you were rushing them down with werewolves. That was another valid strategy. Yeah, like dead ass, straight up werewolves, 8 feet tall, big. Would have fit in. What was that fighting game? Darkstalkers? Yeah. Would have fit right in with Darkstalkers.
shoulder strap, or is that? I don't know. I don't know. It's green now. It's green now. Shit, where's the... I didn't paint any of that. Okay, well, we're gonna do that now. Not even gonna use the miniature holder. We're just gonna do this real quick. I don't care. Just quick and dirty, like. What up, bam. Well, bam. No, way too watery, doesn't matter. Go over it again later. Just being quick with this. Just being quick. Oh god, but oh man, my head is killing me. Beverage of the evening is ginger ale and mostly whiskey. Delicious. Who the fuck is buzzing me? And we're going to start off with brown hair, and some of them we're going to keep brown hair, and some of them we're going to turn into redheads. Yeah. Yeah. Paint according to the box. Because I am lazy. Because I want to get this shit painted. To get it out from under my desk. Excuse me. Man, we're working with some giant goddamn wires at work today. Like you take a cross section of that wire and it's a quarter of copper, like the coin. Underneath that insulation. It was bad. We were trying to finagle that shit into place. Up on a roof. It's a nice day today, so that wasn't too bad. Could have been worse. Could have been doing it in minus 10-degree weather again. Celsius. We here in Canada. None of this Mickey Mouse Fahrenheit bullshit. God, I feel like I'm dying. Where my brown at? Wait, which brown was I using? Where did that brown even come from? Did we use brown last time? No. No, we didn't. Why was there brown on this palette? This was a brand new page. Why is there brown? Ah! It's brown from when we painted our little robo priest. Bro, where's my brown paint? Where'd it go? There it is. It was right in front of me. It was right in front of me. It was right next to my light. Okay. Brown reapplied. I'm gonna go over the backpack too. The backpack and the strappage. So if you're trying to get through squads fast, what you want to do is you want to paint one color at a time, and then just next to next to next to next. Hit all the details on one, move on to the next, hit all the details on that. And it can be boring, it can be dull and dry, but if you're just trying to get models on the table, you're just trying to get shit painted. Fastest way to do it. And I think I'm gonna use. You know what? I'm gonna experiment with one of my other colors for his shirt. Because the shirt's supposed to be the same color as the backpack, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. Shirt's gonna be a weird tan, I think. Boy, am I glad that we're painting the gun last. In this right here. Why I always say in scaffold whatever, paint, then assemble. Because if a dude's holding a rifle across his chest, 100% you're gonna mess up your details. Mine's making a cake right now, bro. That's not fair. Share with me. Share with me that cake. Another friend of mine's making his own maple syrup right now. Man loves his maple syrup. He drank a whole bottle of it once in one go. Didn't puke. A lot of people die, or you can potentially go into hyperglycemic shock if you drink an entire bottle of syrup. But that's more the shitty table syrups. But yeah, I mean, he reeked of maple syrup for the next week. It was bad. And the holster gonna be brown for his pistol. Oh yeah, and he's got the little sporran on his kilt. That's a nice little detail. I'm gonna do that brown too. No point in painting it red. It's a little crotch purse. It's what you wear when you're wearing a kilt, 'cause it don't got any pockets. Glaswegians can't wear pants because they need the extra space for their humongous brass balls charging down the man in power armor. With little more than a flak jacket and a bang stick. Like, that is some Imperial Guard levels. Oh shit, oh fuck. Right? Right. We're gonna give him black gloves. So whenever I get around to more black paint. This is why I'm bad at squad painting. I start to focus too much on one model. And I just don't paint any of the rest of them. And just go over the hair again. A lot of fluff in my room today, and I don't know why. My cat was in here earlier though, getting some real good scritches, so might be from that. It might be cat hair that settled a couple hours later. So that shit hangs in the air, okay? Like, if you have a cat, nothing you own will ever not be covered in cat hair. Okay, I've decided from now on this channel is all about the money, and we're gonna use it to buy me better sinuses. Yeah, fuck it, well we got them on the stain, we're gonna paint the boots black. But they're primed in black, I don't care. I don't care, go home or get in black. Your primer is not a color. It's a painting surface. And the more layers of paint you add, the less likely it'll wipe off, especially on something like fucking pewter. As we mentioned before, paint loves to wipe off pewter. I should really just put down a fucking X on my desk and be like, yo, hold the model here for best focus. Yeah, I'm not using a wash. I gotta be real precise with my edge work. Tonight is not the night for that. I am a sleepy boy. We are tired. I didn't sleep last night. Don't know why. Just one of those nights, you know. The worst. There we go. When I'm applying a layer, I like to go around the edge first. Just so I get the worrying section out of the way. So you just slap paint on everything else. And I fucked up. Great. Fantastic. It's fine. We can touch that up real quick. I got black on the back of his thigh. On his calf. On the inside right there. Right there. Grab a little bit on the brush. And we just... There, now it's gonna look like a weird birthmark. We'll touch it up as we go, it's fine. God damn. I had to sneeze, and then I couldn't. I don't know what I mean. It's one of the worst. Actually, I'm not feeling super great. I think we're gonna call it here. Oh, Thursday, 8 o'clock, maybe 8:15. Don't miss it. Good night, everybody. Stay safe out there. We unfortunately, as usual, live in interesting times.